It's crunch time here on The Jump. Carmelo Anthony did not travel with the Blazers for tonight's game against the Lakers for health protocol reasons. Portland plays the Clippers on Wednesday. And what would Melo's absence mean to Portland, especially if it continues past this evening, Coach?
Well, I think he's a huge piece to what they do. He's that big forward that can create matchup problems offensively. Defensively, obviously, he can do a lot of switching and things like that for him. He moves around from the 3 to the 4, so he gives them a lot of versatility and a lot of shooting as well. So that would be a big loss for them as they try to continue to get off to a good start if they can and get ahead of teams.
All right.
I mean, look, Carmelo is an important piece for them, but they we're going to see this all year long. Just somebody's out for health and safety protocol reasons, and it's probably going to be, 4 or 5 days every time.
All right, Mama, we're going to move on here because we got one more surprising upset from this weekend, and that was the Knicks soundly defeating the Bucks 130-110. New York's first win of the season. Julius Randle outscored Giannis. Fizz, Bucks blowout loss to New York, a big deal?
Not for the Bucks, but I thought it was a great win for the Knicks. It's a confidence builder for them, a team that's going to obviously have to figure out their way. But for Elfrid Payton and for Julius Randle, they played big games.
Momo?
Yeah, look, congratulations, Tom Thibodeau. I'll say it. I don't want Fizz. I don't want to put you in that position because that's a tough one, right?
I got love for them Knicks, man.
As your former team, you got to congratulate the new coach, right?
Yeah, I got love for them. That Tibbs is my man.
Yeah.
So, hey. Win, Nick.
But I thought that was a good win for them in the sense that, you beat the best team in the East from last year.
Absolutely.
And we've always known they had that in them. It was just a question of, can they all be healthy? Can they do it consistently?
I think it's a big win for the Knicks. I don't think there's any question from a confidence standpoint. I will say this about the Bucks. You got a lot of new pieces. I'm curious to see how those pieces fit as the season progresses. I don't know if it's going to be a rocket ship like it's been in previous years.
They enjoyed that Paul George Christmas.
Yeah. Our League Pass game of the night tonight is Rockets-Nuggets. One team will get their first win of the season tonight. Nikola Jokic, by the way, is averaging a triple-double thus far, while Harden is coming off a 44-17 game in the Rockets' opening loss to Portland. So remember, no John Wall, no DeMarcus Cousins, or Eric Gordon. They're all still in quarantine. So, Fizz, do you expect Harden to pick up where he left off this weekend?
Absolutely. I don't know if it'll be a 40 ball or not, but he's still going to put up big numbers. We're talking about James Harden. I mean, that's one of the great scorers this league has ever seen. And so, like I said before, obviously he's got a chip on his shoulder. He is wanting to come out and show people that he is still James Harden, MVP caliber player. And he would love to go in and get a win against Denver, who's one of the best teams, obviously, in the West.
Well, what's impressive to me about what Harden did against Portland, and let's see what he can do against Denver, is it's James versus everybody, okay? I mean, usually when you have one player that the defense is keying on, they devise some strategy. You have 2-3 guys on him all the time. Every shot's contested. With James, though, it doesn't matter because if you contest a shot, he'll draw the foul and he'll get to the free throw line. I mean, he's one of those players that even when you key on him, even when you know what he's doing, he can still score. And I think he's always been able to do that. Let's see if they can get a win, though.
Listen, I just want to see more Harden on the floor, okay? When James Harden is on the floor, I know that this may be a hot take because I know some people are like, oh, I don't like his style of play. You know what?
Ball goes in.
I want to see him play every day. I don't care if he's drawing fouls. I actually think that there's artistry to that stuff. Like, I think that, for all the hate he gets on Twitter and social media about that stuff, look, I'm all in on watching him play because he helps his team win games. We can discuss the playoffs or whatever, but in the regular season, he helps his team win games. And you know what? There's a lot of superstars historically that we've questioned in the playoffs, and then eventually they win, and then everybody has to eat their words after the fact. That's all I'm going to say about James Harden. But anyway, this just in at the buzzer. The NBA has fined Sixers GM Daryl Morey $50,000 for violating the league's anti-tampering rule after posting and then deleting a tweet celebrating a Harden Rockets anniversary. Woj reports that Morey said the tweet was an inadvertent post from an automated app. So, Ramona, does Morey have an argument here?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm really surprised by this one because, all it was saying congratulations, on breaking some record that he had in Houston, right? It wasn't like, I'm going to go trade for him. But what this speaks to is how sensitive the league is to tampering, but specifically with Daryl Morey and the Rockets, okay? Because that's where he came from. Obviously, there have been trade conversations with the Sixers and with the Rockets about James Harden, especially early on before James hired new representation. He has new representation now for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I think before that, there was some sense like, how were those conversations happening? And that's why this situation has drawn the attention of the league, because quite frankly, if I'm the Rockets, I'm upset about it. I don't like how any of that has gone down, and it feels a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, those guys got a great relationship, and if James is going to Philly somehow, it'll be because the Rockets is involved, not because of anything else. So they'll work it out.
I don't know how nefarious that tweet is either.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.